very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. My name is Jadiel Kabiro. I'm glad that you've joined us for today's political conversation. With me is Herman Manyora. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
You're just good?
Good. Good is good enough.
You said it comes to an age where being good is just...
Even living one day.
Thank you, Jesus, for that one day.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Okay.
Just one day.
Just one day. Today we're looking at what point, sir, at what point can we say that we are writing off Raila or writing off Ruto when it comes to these elections that are to come in 2022. Let's start with Deputy President William Ruto. In his game, we talked about this and you said 2022 has started off badly for him. At what point would you say we can say that Deputy President William Ruto will not become president for sure? Because in
a very visible way, in a very clear way.
Yeah.
Now that the political parties bill is through, we await BBI ruling from the Supreme Court. I think I'll be able, in very certain terms, to see whether Ruto will be on or off. Secondly, if the attempt to cobble a coalition by first bringing on board Oka, Mudavadi and Wetangula, and I'm sure others are in the offing, if that attempt flops, as I think it should flop, it will flop, then we can almost clearly see that it's not going anywhere.
Does he really need coalitions this time round to get people
But he has realized he can't do without. But the question now, how successful will he be in forming one?
Oh. What are the odds? What are the odds of his success in coalitions moving forward? You told me a little while back that Deputy President, the game is already gone. Coalitions, Raila Odinga has already got the big people. Yes. What are the odds of him forming a successful one?
I used to do fishing when I was a boy in the river. You know this one, Matajiri, go fishing line. No, this was just in the one. Many times you'll move crabs. We know we don't eat crabs.
Yes.
And these river crabs are not the ones that eat anyway.
Yeah.
You think it is fish, you find is a crab. So Mdavadi and Wetangula are just crabs.
Oh.
Or tadpoles.
Sometimes
he has not gotten fish. Tadpoles, sometimes they look like fish.
Yeah.
When we are now very young, those are the ones we used to fish. Very young now, 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
During days, those 5 6 years is like 2 years now.
Yeah.
Boys were mechanuka.
Yes, kabisa.
So now that means he now has. So from nowadays, nothing is bringing under Wetangula. Those ones have been overwhelmed. I'm telling you, I come from Western. They will get nothing from there. Oh. They would not get anything that Ruto would not have. Would not have gotten.
Garnered himself.
Ruto has votes from Western. I'm not like these blind people in Azimio who say he does. He has votes. Good votes. They are not good enough, but they are good votes. He will not get more than that. So it's marginal utility. Mudavadi and Wetangula add no value to Ruto. Number one. Yet he needs a coalition.
Yeah.
So where else will he go?
That's
Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
Now, the people in Mount Kenya have already been told of. It's like somebody wants you as a boyfriend because the boyfriend she was chasing has refused her.
Oh.
And you know it. So, Kina Moses Kuria will know. Now you are coming to us because now Mudavadi are bringing no value. You open the door for Mudavadi and Wetangula. You refuse to open for us. Now you are opening windows for us. We don't want.
Oh.
Because a lot of these small parties have already been formed with the intention of eating into William Ruto. So he can't even invite them. They were just using that. His stand was the excuse they needed to work with Ruto. It was the excuse. People like Moses Kuria, they are lying to you. All these people are working with Uhuru. All of them, I can tell them if they came here because they are my friends. They are working with Uhuru and for Uhuru. So now, that's the only option left for Ruto to build a sensible coalition. They will not. Because he ignored them. Akawadarao, now he's coming back. They will refuse.
But so many people...
And at that time, UDA will be a challenging party.
I remember when we started this conversation, you told me that a blunder that Ruto made was focusing deeply in the center, in Mount Kenya region. And if they decide him, everything will go. Should he still run towards Mount Kenya up to now?
I told you and I've said so many times that the election of 2022 will be decided on Mount Kenya. And that it is not a question of Raila getting votes from Mount Kenya. It's a question of Ruto losing 40% of the mountain. And the election is gone.
My question is, if he
Yes.
loses this 40%,
Yes.
is there a way he can get
It's
something
too late.
from other regions?
And I've explained. If what he's doing with Mudavadi is what he had done from the word go, came short. He needed to concentrate more on Ukambani, Western and the coast. I wanted Ruto to consider Mount Kenya as a bonus vote. Bonus. With his main focus and thrust being
Ukambani.
the Luya nation and the coast and a bit of Ukambani. Because Ukambani is a little tricky. If he had focused on Western, I'm telling you, I come from Western. If Ruto had even listened to people like us and focused on Western, Raila will be having a hard time now.
How about other regions?
Which other region?
The,
regions are already gone.
the coastal region. What is the possibility of Ruto getting good number of votes from
He didn't spend sufficient time there and he worked through the wrong people. So he didn't get sufficient, he didn't spend sufficient time. He didn't make sufficient strategy. He didn't have sufficient strategy for the coast. Yet it was very easy.
to get Pwani?
The Msambweni would have told him, what is the strategy for cost? You play one group against the other. Kenyan politics. I don't want to go there because these NIC guys will come for me.
But you know how to get
I know.
Yeah.
And it worked. He should have seen Msambweni. He didn't get the reading was on the wall from Msambweni. He didn't get it. If he had gotten it, then I know whom he would have worked with. And I'm not telling because I'm not his consultant. You get it?
Yeah.
Because it's a traditional Raila base.
Yes.
It was not very difficult to unseat Raila from coast. Neither was it very difficult to unseat Raila from Western. But now it's too late.
So
All the energy and resources, he spent so much resources on the mountain. And yet the mountain is here. It will deny. It will give him 50% at the very most. At the most.
Raila is going in badly.
Badly. 50-55 for Ruto. If he is doing very well.
And that's how things will
The
work
election
out
is
for
already
him.
gone. The election is won and lost on the mountain.
If
This year.
you've said you're not consulting for him, but is there a way he can get Mount Kenya back to where it was for him, let's say in January 2021?
Ruto got where he got because of narratives. He has now to re-engineer and come up with fresh narratives. So I don't want to say more because I'm a consultant. And this is the season we need to make some little money through our consultancies. So he should come to me and I'll tell him how to build new narratives.
Not just watch our videos and get
Yeah,
some
the
points.
narratives are over. His narratives have been washed away. Haina utamu imeisha.
Bottom up.
Only bottom up still lingers in the
But
background.
the hustler narrative is still there.
The hustler is gone. With Mudavadi. Mudavadi is a hustler.
Let's talk about Raila Odinga then. Oh, Musalia Mudavadi is a dynasty, so
yeah, so you
destroying the
can't
hustler.
use that card anymore.
Okay, let's go to Raila
Yes.
Odinga. At what point should we say that Raila is not going to get into 2022? What should we look out for and say it's bad, it's game
The
over?
biggest worry for Raila, according to me, should be we were looking at a situation where Raila and the Ruto will meet their moment, Waterloo, after 9th. Most of us were looking at it that way. So it is still there, although now the signs are not, it's not as important as we thought it would be. Remember I said here that the nightmare for Ruto and Raila will be the exodus from UDA from
the government,
Jubilee,
from the government officials,
from
going
government
to UDA.
to UDA,
Yes.
and from Jubilee to UDA.
Yes.
That's seems not shaping out that way. That was going to be major for them because we are not very far from the election. That exodus was going to be very dangerous, but it was not well managed. So it's not coming out with a bang. And look at how people have been moving to Azimio, moving from ANC, a few moving to some moving to UDA, a few moving to Azimio, a few from ANC. So it's like a process has already started. We were expecting it to come up with a bang. So it has been diluted. So that would have been a walking nightmare for Raila and Ruto.
So Raila is still
I think he's in the game nicely.
TSP party leader Kiunjuri said that I am not in Azimio, not now. We are going to bring out a presidential candidate moving forward. A presidential candidate from Mount Kenya. If TSP comes up with one or someone just comes up from Mount Kenya, someone like
Mwangi wa Iria.
Mwangi wa Iria comes
Justin
up.
Muturi.
Yes, Justin Muturi comes up. Will this be damaging for Raila Odinga?
It would have been very good for him.
A president will come.
The way Jimmy Wanjigi had come.
Yeah.
And Mwangi wa Iria kidogo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the Uhuru would love. They will celebrate. They will even support you. All you know is not Raila getting votes from the mountain. It is Ruto losing votes. Losing doesn't mean the votes are coming to Raila. So you can lose it. There are many ways of losing, including turnout. Poor voter turnout. That's losing.
Yeah.
You get it? Because we have two percentages. Percentages of the total vote registered and the percentage of those who have voted.
Yeah.
Both percentages are critical for William Ruto. So you can see the way the politics is shaping up. That excitement that was there, Hasslanet, you see it's not as much as it was. That euphoria has gone down.
Yeah.
I don't think it will go up again. In the absence of that euphoria, you can see Ruto not managing to push turnout, or anybody else for that matter, beyond 75%.
Oh.
And that's dangerous to Ruto. And then of the 75 or even 80% of those who turn out, if he doesn't get 80% of that turnout, he's cooked.
80% of those who have turned
Yes.
out, he's gone because
cooked,
he cannot
yeah.
get 100% turnout.
Nobody has ever posted that. But I'm saying if we have 80%, which is the best from Mount Kenya this time, because they don't have a candidate, 80% is the best.
Yeah.
Although I see it 75, 70. But let's give it the best, 80. Ruto will need to get 80% of the 80%.
Oh.
And beyond. That he cannot get. Already Raila is at over 25%.
Okay, lastly, let me ask about the Mulembe Nation. You've said we cannot ignore the fact that Ruto still has people in the western region.
Yes,
you cannot ignore that fact. Do you think Raila will lose votes from the western region compared to other previous elections now that Musalia, Wetangula, you've been rubbishing them off, are in Ruto's side?
Raila was going to get about 65% of Western, 60-65, if Mudavadi was in the race within Oka and whatever it is. But the moment it becomes obvious and clear and not with any measure of doubt that he's supporting Ruto for president, and he is just going to be a passenger in the vehicle, not running mate, not anything. The anger will push Raila's votes from Western Kenya, from the Luhya nation, to beyond 85%.
Oh.
Yes.
So do you mean everything right now seems good for Raila? Is that what you're saying? You cannot writing off?
I'm not, I'm trying. I'm trying so hard to see.
You're trying.
I'm trying hard to see how Ruto will beat Raila. And I have a problem seeing it. When I say that, people say, oh, Manyora supports Raila. No. It's just obvious. And we are here. God, please give us life as you have continued to give us.
Yeah.
We don't even deserve it, but we have it. Give us life. And in the fullness of time.
I was going to say that, but in the fullness of time, let's wait and see how everything will be turning out in the next, it's actually in this year's elections until we do have these conversations again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please continue sharing your videos with us. We are uploading them. Share, subscribe, leave a comment if you can. And until we do have these conversations, bye for now.